Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first race of the fall season of Speedzone Esports. Back at Daytona with a loaded field of drivers. I'm excited to jump into it. Qualifying's getting underway, and it is going to be a fun one for tonight. Man, I'm glad that it is back. I've been bored, not doing much, so this is a good way to start here as we're jumping into qualifying. A stacked field of cars tonight. We pull it up right quick. 36 drivers in tonight's field. A lot of new guys, and yeah, I'm excited to see how well everybody adapts to the new season. Who gets off to a hot start, and how fun this is gonna be. So back at it here. First lap on the board is Robert Jr. with a 51.13. We're watching Casey Brown at the moment as he goes around the racetrack. A lot of new drivers. Brandon in this flamey 44 scheme. On with the helmet cam. See how he runs this top side, trying to get all the momentum forward this second lap to go around this racetrack. See anybody out there on from previous. Brandon Richard, who's out here. Backmarkershop.com. Brandon Richard, if everybody knows ARS, the premier broadcaster of there, so you know, cool to see him out on the racetrack running this one. Puts her P12 on the board at the moment. Austin Wingard goes top of the board in the 45. He's got a lot of speed, looking really good here at the moment. Let's see, is anybody going to be able to beat him? Jonathan Mozella is still out there on the racetrack. One guy from the playoffs at the end of last season. Mozella here as he's making his laps around the racetrack. In that orange 41 scheme. Not going to be able to do it. A little bit off. Go to Casey Brown. We got Matt Frady's out there as well. He's on his lap. We'll see if he does any better to improve P22 at the moment. And he goes P13. So Austin Wingard in the 45 looking to set a good one here as he one of the only drivers to go into the 52nd bracket. Nice and low on the bottom. Right on board with him. In his fast forward. 100 better than Tony and Robert, who put her P2 and 3 on the board, and those are the only three that were able to make it to the 52nd bracket. So only 3 drivers were able to do it, but that's going to complete qualifying. Austin Wingard to the pole. Let's get a word in with him. Austin, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Well, first race of the season, you go ahead and put her on the pole. What do you think? How's that car driving?
I don't know if that's a bad omen or a good one.
Well, you're going to be starting up front and at the front of the pack. I would say it's definitely not a bad one, but what is your expectations heading into this race and then heading into the season?
Well, this league definitely likes longer distance races, so patience, especially with these drafting tracks. It's easy to lose that lead position, so trying to stay up front and stay out of any incidents and survive until the end.
Definitely. Well, you're going to be hopefully out front in front of Carnage if it does come to Daytona. But anyway, starting up front, looking good so far in this season. So good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you here at the end.
Thank you, bud.
Austin Wingard there in the 45 made it look easy there in qualifying. Going to have that first pit stall. Could be a big thing as well if we do get some green flag pit stops in. Unfortunately, don't have my co-commentator tonight. Everybody knows the man himself, and the man himself, Alex, is not here with me tonight, which is unfortunate. But you know, he's here in spirit, and I'm sure he's probably out there watching. I wouldn't. I would guess he probably is. Let me do this, actually. I got an idea for a camera angle. That group, and we're going to zoom in here. There we go. We're watching Austin currently. I just thought it might be a good idea for this. Try it. Why not? See how it looks when he comes on the front straightaway. Yeah, starting out good here. Let's get some predictions in. Who do you guys think is going to be the race winner for race number 1? There's a lot of new drivers, so who knows who's going to be quick and out front this race and with all of them to come. Kind of line it up with the start finish line there. There we go. This could be a cool camera angle. Still messing with a few things, trying to get it all set up. So we'll see if it works. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Try to get a most of the field kind of camera. All right. Let's get an interview in here one last time before tonight's race. One guy who is the fan favorite. Everybody loves him. Everybody knows him. Mikey Adams. Do you got a copy? Mikey?
Yes, sir. I knew it was coming.
Well, how's it going there, buddy?
I'm pretty excited. How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm glad that new season's starting up. Wanted to get a word in with you here as we got a minute left in the warm-up. What is your expectations heading in here to tonight? I know qualifying-wise, you didn't set a lap, so you're going to be starting P35. You're going to be shotgun on the field. What's your expectations heading into tonight and into this season?
Expectations are, I want to say, pretty high here for Daytona for me. Best finish I got for the whole season was here last year at our season opener. So I feel like I'm pretty good at the drafting track, so looking forward to going out here and showing out a little bit. And this season, just trying to be more competitive, trying to make them playoffs again and possibly make it to the final one.
You made the playoffs last season, didn't have the playoff run that you wanted, but was still a fun one and a good run for you. What is your thoughts for Daytona? Obviously, one of the tracks that could be big carnage. You're going to be starting at the back, so what is your kind of strategy heading into it?
Yeah, I was kind of a 50-50 move on the qualifier not, so I just went with my gut, and it told me just to not qualify. I feel like I do better in that situation, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. But anyways, warm-up's over, Cabe. I got to go race. Get me out of here.
All right, you're going to go race, and we're going to have fun watching you. So we'll be a lookout. We'll be watching you, and good luck, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Where were you at? Hold on.
Ain't lifting, bro.
That's right. I forgot. Everybody's changed teams. All right. That's a perfect team for you to be in. All right. Goodbye.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, boy. All right. Here we go. Getting ready for tonight's race. Unfortunately, don't have my my co-commentator, so the guy that usually does the rundown of a field. But on the pole, we got Austin Wingard, one of the guys from last season. Puts her P1, first pole of the season. That 45 is looking to have some speed. To his outside, it's going to be Tony Scarbo in the number 59. Row number 2 is going to be Robert Jr. and Landon Quisenberry. Row number 3 is going to be Josh Thaxton and Blair Howard. Row 4 is Kyle Shelton and Austin Norris. Row number 5 is Jake in that beautiful number 30 scheme. And it's going to be his first race as well, one of the new guys. There's a lot of new guys I'll try to mention during the race, so try to get everybody in. But then to his outside is going to be Fred Chase in the number 94. Row 6 going to be Brandon Richard and James Goodwin. A few drivers a lot of people know between ERS and things like that. Next behind them is going to be Michael McElroy and Matt Frady, which is going to be cool to see Michael in here as well. So glad that he was able to run. That's a nice actual scheme as well. Then just behind them is going to be Clay Sarton and Cade Ferguson and Clay Sarton. So Cade, one of the guys from last season as well, who had a few good runs. Looking to build on that and get it a little bit more speed. One of the newcomers, Clay, as well. Got Brandon in the 44 in that beautiful flame scheme. Then David in the icebreaker, number 14. 21st is Jared Hoey and Travis Griffin. Sean Howard and Jeremy Flanagan. Then as we get to past, the top 25, we're going to have a few drivers. We got Kyle Ritchie, Ryan Tiller, Kevin Ritchie, Casey Hearing, Michael Davis, Mikey Adams, Michael Cocaine. And that is going to do it. We have one starting in the pits, which is, I believe it was the 41 of Mazzella, one of the championship runners last season, who's going to be starting from the pits. But as we are getting ready to go green for race number 1, 100 laps tonight, stage break is random. I believe it's between 25 and 30. It is random when it comes out. But the field is going to come off at turn number 4. Pace car lights are off, and we are getting ready to go green for race number 1 of the season. Speedzone Esports race number 1 is green. At the front of the field, it is Austin in front. 3 cars on the bottom. First 2 up top is Tony Scarbo and Landon Quisenberry, trying to make something happen up on that top side. 100 laps, a long race. These guys can be smart with it. Don't have to be too aggressive. Don't got to be, all up on it and making moves. But just got to be, having fun with it and be smart to make it to the end. We always know that caution's going to come out with the stage, and then they're going to go back to it. But still at the moment, Austin leads lap number 1 of the season. Josh Thaxton, newcomer into the series. High I-rated driver, 5.1K I-rating. P3 at the moment, so he's looking to start off his debut with a good finish here. 3rd in line on the bottom. We'll see how aggressive these guys get as we come closer to that kind of stage break and caution. But at the moment, everybody's looking to be pretty tame. Nobody's pushing too hard at the moment. But everybody's doing a good job. You see Matt Frady moves up to the top line there, trying to make something happen. A lot of these guys are just pretty conservative, just kind of biding their time. The top's going to get a little bit of momentum. We'll see if Landon's able to get to the back bumper of Scarbo. He does. Now he's locked onto him, and here he goes down the back straightaway. Now they're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Making moves. Austin gets shuffled out. Now it's going to be 3 wide. The 9 gets into the back of him. There he goes into the wall. Major calamity already. The 40's in it. The 9 around. Up the racetrack. Big damage. The 14's involved. Big carnage on lap 3 of the season. And we have the first yellow of the night. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. It all started at the front of the field when Austin got shuffled out. Scarbo went to the middle. Austin left that open. And then from there, looks like the 9 just drifted up. I don't know if it was trying to push or whatever, but got into him hard. And around Austin went in front of the field. Believe everybody kind of was able to get around it with minimal damage other than the 9. Oh, Cade into the back of him. Cade with big damage. Is everybody able to get stopped? Looks like it. Wow, big hits there for Austin. Let's ride on board with the 9 that he sees what happened there from his point of view. See the contact there. Around he goes. Almost able to save it. Bounces off the wall. Then gets spun. Back up into it. Hard contact. Then the 14's involved. And he comes to rest on the bottom of the racetrack. See Matt's Frady point of view. On that high side, looking right at it. Big contact, has to check up. Gets in the back of 9 a little bit. Doesn't have too much damage. There's McElroy to his inside, but he's able to get away with it. Just cleans, I think. But wow, carnage already. Big problems here at Daytona. And everything's already coming to a head. Pit stops are coming on now. See Matt on pit road trying to get that damage fixed. I believe his right front might be broke. Possible right front? No, I think we're all good. Well, maybe. Austin. Unfortunate for Austin. We said that pot, is he in the air? Did the crew forget to put the jack down? What is what's going on here with Austin? That is not something that you want to see happen. Possibly just checking to make sure, you know, the rear gears work and everything like that. But that car is not rolling even though the tires are moving. But big hits already for the start of the race. So a lot of cars that had high hopes at the front of the field that were running good are out early in this one. And probably not going to be able to make a comeback. But new leader to the front, Robert Jr. His debut with us as well. Then we're going to have Josh Thaxton to lead him back to the green. One thing that is new to this season is going to be the choose cone. So with Randy, Kyle, and a few other admins talked about it. Ended up getting the choose cone to be a thing. So as they come to 1 to go, the choose cone is going to happen. So what we're going to try to do, if this works, I don't know if it will. I don't think so. This camera I don't think will work. We'll set it up for next week. Choose cone. Let's take a look at the field as they go by. Choose. Robert to the top, Josh to the bottom. Landon to the bottom. Everybody's kind of gone each other way so far. So far, I don't think anybody's had too many problems with it. A few cars on the bottom. A lot of cars actually going bottom. Wow. Is that everybody pretty much on the bottom? What the heck happened there? I think there needs to be some refining of the rules, or hopefully Randy reminded everybody, but that was a little interesting there to see how it goes. We'll try to get a camera on it for next race. Field is lined up and ready to go back racing. Pace car lights are out. Let's run on back to the pace car here, looking out to the back of the field. See how many cars are here tonight. But there's a lot of cars. There's a lot of opportunities for anybody to end up winning this deal. So we'll see. We'll see who's able to get it done. So here we go back for the restart. It's going to be Robert and Josh to lead them back to the green. Flag is in the air, waiting for the flag to be waved. Back green here at Daytona. Everybody's going to get situated pretty early, it seems like. Going to get in line. First many cars in a row. Then it's going to be Austin Norris there in the 57. First car side by side with Tony. Now we'll see what the drivers learned from that early wreck. Are they going to realize it's probably not the best moment to race as aggressive as they were and try to focus on limiting the mistakes like we just saw? Or does that open up the gap for somebody to know that everybody's going to be pretty cautious, try to gain some track position and drive up to the front of the field? At the moment, everybody's single file whole field in a row as we complete lap number 7. Very competitive driver from last season. Landon in that P2 spot has the most responsibility of the field at the moment. Running second, knows he's got to keep the train going, but can't overheat his own car and get hot. But if he doesn't push, it's way slow and slows everybody up, and then it checks everybody up and could cause big wrecks. So Landon under the most pressure in the field at the moment. But Josh Thaxton in the Ghost number 19, just sitting pretty in P3. Hasn't really made any too big of moves. Same thing with Kyle and James sitting inside the top 5. Has played it smart so far. I think that's what we're going to end up seeing. Tiller with the fastest lap of the race, ran a 47.2 that last time by. Maxing out speeds at close to 200 mile an hour. Especially for these drivers at the back of the field. Looking out back, you can see the train from on board of the number 56 machine. Little bump there. A few cars are starting to go to the top side. Here we go. I believe that's the 57 of Norris, trying to make something happen. Right on board with them down the back straightaways. You can see the banking as it unloads. How much banking here is at Daytona. Now Josh gets up to the top line, sees people trying to make that top line happen. He's the first one to commit to it. Gonna get a push here from Austin as we go into the corner. We'll see if that top line's going to be able to start to roll, or are they just going to have to ride? But it looks like everybody's jumping to that top line now, and the top has some big momentum now. They're going to try to squeeze 3 wide through the middle. Josh makes an aggressive move to try to get there, ends up getting it. Shuffles Landon out. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead now. We were for a second. Now it's calmed down. If you can call it calm, back to 2. What a move from Josh. Matt Frady there going to stay low and on the bottom to stay out of the way down the back straightaway. But Josh, to the point, ended up leading that lap. Robert's going to try to fight it, though, on the inside line. It's just what lane is going to be more organized. That's the one thing that's great about these Xfinity cars. It's a really good draft package. Doesn't allow you to be too aggressive. You have to be smart with it, but you can get away with a few things, and leaves it up a little bit more to the driver, and not just, hey, hopefully I get 2 cars, 3 cars behind me to build up a big run and we can go. Right now you're seeing the side draft, trying to side draft to get back to the point to where Josh could have a nose. Just isn't able to get it yet. And we got 35 people watching. Let's see where Randy Arms is. Randy's about middle of the pack. League owner Randy Arms, middle of the pack, and just looking. Let's see what he's seeing from on top of his car. Sees a lot going on. Everybody can't really see. So we're obviously on top of his cars right now. If we go to what he sees on the straightaway, can't see nothing. All he sees is Kevin Ritchie's back bumper and can't see probably the 6 cars in front of him. So that's the fun of super speedway racing, especially when you're about 5 or 6 rows back. When you go into the corner, you can kind of leave yourself a little bit of a window to see what's going on with the banking. But as soon as you get on the straightaway, it's pure luck on what happens. If there's anything that does, you're going to want to try to avoid it as quickly as possible. Get out of that lane, but Josh side drafting to get back to the point. He's going to lead that lap. Doing a great job of holding it around that outside line. Austin Norris has done a great job as well, keeping him up there while managing the temps. That's a big thing with these cars, is they do get hot pretty quickly. In the Xfinity car compared to the Cup car or the truck, you can kind of lock on for a good while. But with these, they get hot pretty quickly. So if you lock on for too long, you have an opportunity blowing up your motors. Whoa, that was a little bit close. Josh goes back to the bottom. Austin almost followed him, but was able to get him clear. So now can Landon get locked onto the back bumper of Austin to keep that top line going? Nope, now it's going to be Robert back to the top line. He saw how well Austin was pushing, decided, you know what, I'm going to have him as a partner for a moment. Now Austin wants to lead. He's going to go close to the apron and try to take it. He's going to the bottom. It's getting dicey for the lead already. These boys are wanting it and getting after it. Down the back straightaway. Nice and easy here, boys. Man, this is awesome to see. Bunch of cars just going at it at Daytona. Remember, stages, I believe, randomly from 25 to 30. So at any moment, could be the yellow here as we're closing in on it with 10 laps till that random caution. Riding on board with the new KO5 network drone cam. Very quiet, you know, sound suppression and all that fancy stuff now. Got the drone 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. We're almost 3 wide now for the lead. We are, as Cade's going to go a lap down. Three and 4 drone. The drone operators clearly aren't the best. I think we loaned them from Fox, so we'll have to get that situated for the next race. A little low there flying, but ooh, one on the wall down the back straightaway. That's going to be a caution. We saw smoke, but not sure who it was. What was that there? What had happened? Oh, it was Cade in the number 25. Around he goes. What happened here? In the wall, tried to stay out of it. Oh, then came down, got into who I believe is Sean Howard. And he went around. Of course, you know, the great Ghosts liveries that stickers that is mandatory for from Randy is not helping us at the moment with the broadcast, but caution is out. Cade, unfortunately, was a lap down. Nowhere for him to go. But the second caution of the night is out. All right, since we got 36 people watching, who do you guys want to interview? Well, we got this yellow. We got a time. Who would you guys like to interview here? First name I see, I'm going to drag them on in here. So who you guys rooting for, or who would you guys want us to talk to? If they're in Discord, I will drag them in here. Jeremy? Let's see. Where's Jeremy running? Jeremy Flanagan, number 72. If he's in the Discord, I will drag him on in here. Where's Jeremy at? Let's see. Jeremy Flanagan. I got him now. Jeremy, do you got a copy?
That I do.
Well, you got some fans in the stands here. They're wanting for us to talk to you. So, tell us about your race and kind of what you learned so far in this first little bit of it.
I'm mostly just hanging in there a bit, just trying to make sure I keep my nose clean, my tail clean. Last thing I need is to beat up my race car before I get to the end, never mind the stage.
Yeah, we know it's been kind of crazy up front, but I know a lot of the guys are kind of using the strategy to ride at the back and chill. What is your strategy been so far at this one? Has you been kind of riding at the back, or just haven't seen the opportunity you wanted to go to the front?
Just haven't found an opportunity to move up just yet. Just kind of, like I said, just kind of hanging in there right now. Hopefully I don't end up having to see another big wreck in my windshield and hope that my brakes keep a hold again. Because that would be terrible if it didn't.
Well, the good thing is you're in the Xfinity car and not the next gen, because this thing actually has brakes, while the next gen feels like it doesn't. So that is one thing that is good. But you're running P14 at the moment and looking good. So hopefully we'll be talking to you here at the end.
That's the game plan. And honestly, these also have better brakes than the Gen 4. So
I could see that. I could see that. Well, it's not old mechanicism, I guess, from the Gen 4, but it's not, a new Xfinity car, I guess, brake. So I guess it helps. You can slow down and make sure that you don't run into it. So, well, good luck the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be talking to you here at the end.
Hopefully we will.
Jeremy Flanagan there in the number 72. Hasn't been in any trouble so far. Can't really see any damage on it. Landon, you guys want Landon Quisenberry. All right, let's get him in here. And that number 75 at the front of the field. Where's DeBerry at? Landon, do you got a copy? Landon?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on there, buddy? You got a few people in the chat that want to talk to you. How's it going?
Going pretty good. My teammate's dead, so looks like it's just all me and myself up here.
Well, that is we saw the wreck previously. We just saw the choose cone. Tell us about the choose cone and what you think, how the choose is going to go for this season, and what do you think of it so far?
I mean, I like it. It just stuck me on the front row, so I got no complaints right now. But I think it'll be interesting to play out. I'm just excited to see how it goes, really. I think it just adds more elements of strategy. Like, I don't know, it's hard to say there's a lot at play right now. Like, I'm thinking about that. I was thinking before we even got this caution, like, man, when do I want to make the move for a stage win here? Because we don't even know when the stage is coming, because we know it's between 20 and 30. But,
Okay,
it's
I
like a
kept
whole new
saying
element of
25 and
strategy.
30, so. Okay, so it is
25, 30?
I don't know. I just guessed it randomly. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. So I was going to ask
I think Randy said 20, 30.
I was going to ask Randy or drag him in here and see, but then thank you for the information. But yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about the randomness? I know, make it quick, but the random yellow kind of makes it interesting. Should you go or kind of wait, or is it even worth it here? Especially because Daytona, you get in one thing, it's probably going to be a big one.
All of the above. I think all the answers are right. You really can't predict anything in this track, and I love the randomness because it kind of plays into me and Cade's favor a little bit because we're two random dudes. We have fun, and yeah, that's about it. Hopefully I win the stage.
Hey, that's all it's about. Having fun and getting through it. So good luck, and hopefully be talking to you here at the end.
Thank you. Hope so.
Landon Quisenberry there. Put him on the front row. The choose cone obviously worked out good for him, so we're going to be going back to the green. As I missed it, my bad. Back to the green. Lando with a good jump, though. He's going to have a nose. Now Kevin Ritchie in that 51 is going to have to keep him up there. But we saw Austin pick the bottom. Robert went behind him, and then Josh as well. So Josh went to the bottom, put him third row, which is interesting. You expected him to go to the top, try to get the front row, at least stay up front. But now he's kind of in the middle of a pack. So kind of a shocking deal there, seeing him pick that spot, especially with the choose cone. You can pick wherever to go. So it is random from here on out. Stage could be at the line this time. Could be here in 9 laps. Who knows? That is one thing that is different for this season. Choose cone and the random stage. The guys who are running full time are looking for all the stage points that they can get to prep themselves for the playoffs. So with them, fighting as hard as they are, carnage could happen. We're seeing Randy start to make his moves up to the front. Kevin Ritchie's found his way up here. 2 Toyotas on the bottom, 2 Chevys on the top side. Seeing the top not really be able to make the runs on the exit like what it did earlier in this race. Now Kevin's going to get to the back bumper as I say that. Landon's going to get a little bit of a push here. Lap 22 completed. On board from the blimp. Well, this is TV3. What are we seeing so far? The pushes are getting bigger and bigger as we're closing in on the stage, riding on board with the 757 of Austin Norris. A little bit of a run there into the corner. Good push from Robert to kind of ship him off in there. Austin Norris doing a great job leading this field. Was a great job at pushing. Good driver for 1.5K I-rated A-class. Doing pretty good holding this field off so far here at Daytona. See if we get a better shot. There you go. That's a pretty cool one. Good landing. There we go. You can see more of the field now. We kind of check. See if we can get a push from Kevin. He gets to his back bumper now. Are they pushing? Doesn't look like it too much. Gonna try to side draft. See how close he is on corner exit. Doing it perfect as the caution comes out. Possible yellow? I believe it is a yellow and not the stage. So caution waves. Was there an incident or was there a caution for the stage? Doesn't look like it. Looks like everybody checked up. I think that was the stage. Let's get some confirmation in here. Randall. Randy?
Hey, how's it going?
Was that the stage?
Yes, that'll
Okay.
be the stage.
That is the only thing I'm probably going to have an issue with this season, unless I or turn on the deal. But I don't know if it's random or not. Well, I know it's random, but if it's the yellow or an actual caution. So, all right, thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, Randy. I was trying to verify. So that was the stage. Let's see who got it. I believe it was Robert at the time of the caution. Never mind. It was Austin ended up getting it. Austin, Robert, Landon, Kevin, Josh, Randy, Kyle, Jake, Tony, Tiller. Your top 10 for the stage, as I'm assuming we're going to see everybody come down pit road here. Get some fuel, possible tires. Know that fuel's going to be big. Pit stop time. This could jumble up the field a lot. So watch everybody turn into their box now. Just don't want to slide them. Don't want to give up any of the spots that you could lose just by sliding through the box or having a slow stop. How well are you paying your crew? It looks like Kevin Ritchie's going to win the race off pit road. Then it's going to be Robert, Kyle, Jonathan, Jake, James, Michael, Landon, Randy, Austin, Josh, Tony, Tiller, Michael, Clay, Casey, Brandon, Travis, Mikey, Christopher, Jared, Fred, Jeremy to win the race off pit road. Or that was the race off of pit road. So, all right. Let's see what's all going on here. Jonathan Mazzella started from the pits. That early caution helped him get back on the lead, or get caught up with the field. So that was a big opportunity for him there, able to get by it there. But coming out with the lead, who I believe just stayed out, has not pitted. Last pitted on 18 as well as Brandon. So Sean and Brandon pitted on 18. They could be coming out this time, waited an extra lap to get a little bit of extra fuel in it, or tried to flip the stage and get up to the front. Either way, it could be a good call for them. We'll see as believe the field is coming to the choose cone. Can't really see the choose. Well, maybe you can. Hold on, wait. There's your choose. Are you looking at the top right? There you go. Who's picking where? Everybody kind of already had it situated, so not too much of choosing there, but I think it's going pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to see what Randy thinks of it after a little bit, but yeah, you know, that I don't mind choose cone. Choose cone, it spices it up a little bit, makes it fun, and that's all it's about. Making it a little bit fun, kind of leaves it in your own fate. So if you choose wrong, it's your fault. But you could also gain about 12 rows like it was, but so it could be Sean and Kevin to lead him back to the green. Sean's first time up front tonight, looking to flip the stage. But Kevin Ritchie, Kyle Ritchie's brother, the two Ritchies, we could mark it as a in-season tournament for them. Each race, one beats the other, 1 point against the. So we can do a little in-season challenge points between them, see who the better brother is by the end of the season. Right now, Kevin will be up 1 to Kyle. Ooh, Kyle, P23, kind of riding at the back in that purple 76 on the top side. But we're going to lead him back to the green here. Coming back to the zone for the restart. Stage caution over. Coming back to the green. Sean fires. We're back green. Sean with a great restart. Kevin. Both of them got such a good restart. No help was actually able to help them. They kind of pulled the gap on everybody. Now the field's going to get big runs here down the back straightaway. Now it's going to be up to the field. Do they check up in time to make sure that they don't run over their friends in front of them? Looks like they do for the moment. Big push there from Robert on the top side. That's going to help Kevin out massively down the back straightaway. Move Kevin to the point. He's going to drop to the bottom. That's going to leave Robert and Jake to the top side. Big run from the top side there. Able to get Kevin down, but now we're going to see it off of 4. Robert's going to stay to the top side. Jake's going to try to follow him down. Jake looking underneath him, but ooh, barely clear. Robert was able to get to the bottom as well. Jake did a great job pushing there to get both of them by. and to the bottom lane. Now that bottom lane is going to be really strong. We've seen Robert up front all night. Jake, really good pusher. We just saw it there. And Kevin was able to lead pretty good. We'll see how his car does in behind him. But that bottom line is looking strong at the moment. Randy Arms is the first one on that top side looking to make something happen. Hasn't been able to get up there yet, but he's slowly been working his way through the field as he normally does. Slowly and methodically works his way through the field. Isn't the most aggressive driver, just races it smart and gets through the field. Field flying by you here. These Xfinity cars do sound good. Whole field just trying to see what's going on, make sure that they can get by as they're coming off of turn 4 till the start finish. See the top side really not there anymore. Randy's going to have to be try to bail out and get to the bottom as soon as possible. It looks like James in that number 11 tried to bail out and get to the bottom lane. That didn't really work out for him. Now the top side's going to try to build up another few cars, and it's going to have a big amount of cars now. But the bottom is so far out in front, which isn't good here at these super speedways, but if they can get organized and get a big run down the back straightaway, that'll help them to the front straightaway, and then it's on. Let's see. They're going to get to the outside of the 77 of Sean. Can they get to Kevin's outside? Not at the moment. Almost. They're trying. On board with Jake. Looking at the right rear. They're to his right rear now. Here comes the top side. Built back up. Robert throws the block. Gonna try to lead that top side. Leading that top line down the back straightaway. Not the move that I would have expected. Move to the top side. We know how well that 56 and 19 have worked together at the start of this race, but move to the less dominant line. See the big run on corner exit. If they can get lined up every time on corner exit, it is the preferred lane, but majority of the time that bottom has been way better. So shocking that he went to the top line, but it's worked out for him now as the sun is starting to set. Sun is starting to set, which means the cars are going to be driving a little bit better. And when they start to get driving a little bit better, that means you're able to be a little bit more aggressive. And as the race starts to come to a close, the aggression ramps up all by itself. So we'll see how aggressive it gets. We still got just under 70 laps to go. It'll be 67 at the line this time. Robert back to the bottom lane. Big block there to move to the top side. Big move to the top side for Robert to try to block that outside line with a run. He's working the lanes, which is rare to see in iRacing. Usually it's just whoever's behind you, but working the lanes in iRacing is something you don't see too often, so it's awesome to see in this race. We got such a competitive field, it is possible to do. Let's do a little crank it up here. little crank it up there. Got a few drivers here just kind of still lurking. We're still over 60 laps to go, so really no point in pushing yet at the moment. I know these guys are wanting to get up to the front, but there's just no point in it. There's no real hole for them to make that move to try to get up there. But Jake, one of the lesser experienced guys in the league, especially with Super Speedway Racing, leading the pack, doing a great job of it, working really good with Kevin Ritchie. Has made it look easy to get to the front. Biggest mover of the race, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, Kevin Ritchie up 29 spots from where he started. He is the biggest mover of the race, so he's done a great job working his way through the field. Fan favorite Mikey. People want to see Mikey. Let's try not to jinx him. Mikey here, doing a good job. He's sitting P21, fighting for a top 20 at the moment. Still got a long ways to go with him, but he's in the hunt for it and doing good. Riding on board with him here, a little bit of a checkup possibly on the top side, but he's doing good, and he's still in it. That's the biggest thing here at these super speedways, just to be in the race till the end. Little spectator cam from on top of the box. As the field blows by ya. So we've seen the top kind of stagnant, not been able to get too big of a run from the bottom lane. Kevin just doing a good job of keeping that bottom lane. See, Sean really not too close to him, and I think that's the best bet here. Don't overpressure it. Make Kevin possibly make a mistake, but also don't be pushing the pusher. And he's doing a great job of that, keeping everybody kind of in line, but the bottom's doing a great job rolling as well as they are. .48 threes is that last lap from Jake. Fast laps being turned already in this one. Big flybys. Let's go back right on board with that number, well, 56. That left rear. He's kind of gotten a nose on Kevin, but hasn't been able to get a nose on Jake yet. Gets it just about at the start-finish line every time, but which is great for the finish, but if he's wanting to lead more laps, hasn't really been able to do much yet. See, the top gets the good runs on exit. He's going to be clear on Jake heading into one, but the bottom, they tend to roll right through the middle of the corner. Going to pull up. If Josh is able to stay to the back bumper of Robert, which it looks like he will on the exit, going to have a big push now. That's an even bigger run. So now Robert's going to be clear into three. Does he stay on the top side or does he go to the bottom? Looks like he's going to stay to the top, stay committed to Josh. And I don't blame him. That Ford, that Ghost number 19, has been pushing perfectly all race. A little bit deeper in the field, kind of in the middle of this pack, we see a few drivers that made the playoffs there. Casey Brown in that 88. Just behind him, James Goodwin. Landon Quisenberry up front early in the race, kind of got shuffled out. Lap car, Matt Frady, saw him get in that first caution. He is a lap or two down, looking to get back on the lead lap. But if he gets involved or has an X as the yellow comes out, the lucky dog, if he has it, will be taken away. So he's got to be really careful with that to make sure that doesn't happen for him. But he's racing for that lucky dog. little bit further back as well. A few newer guys. Travis Griffin. See Daniel on his outside. Clay Sarton, his debut. Leading a few veterans of the series with Ryan Tiller and Mikey Adams. Mikey still in that 21st spot, so doing a good job of it. See, a lot of these guys are just kind of chilling at the back. We see a few of the TTSL guys with Casey Hearing, Dylan Falovich, and Kyle Ritchie kind of doing their normal TTSL strategy at these super speedways. Not in the pack, but not going to be overzealous with it. Going to try to just race it smart, not be too all up in the action. If there's a wreck, it's going to happen perfectly for them, and they usually squeak through. So cool to see them getting through it. But Jake still trying to hold off everybody on that bottom lane, working with Kevin, Kyle's brother, on the bottom lane. Dead even. Man, the pushes are getting more and more. We're closing in on halfway. Jake leading the bottom lane. Robert on the top side. It's been like this, which is pretty shocking. As much as we kind of saw the front rows jumble up earlier in the race, they've kind of been stagnant. Really haven't moved much, and they're doing as much as they can to stay up front. Nobody's really been making big moves to kind of shoot middle or anything like that. I think everybody has gotten the urgency out of the way to get to the front, and everybody's just kind of calmed down now. As we're just doing some high-speed pace laps. 61 people watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Most, I think, we've had watching. So all the new drivers bringing in all the new viewers, making it fun. Next week, hopefully, if Alex is here, there'll be a little bit better broadcast with Alex in the booth with me as well. So figuring it back out. Haven't done a broadcast since, well, Speedzone's last race last season. So getting back into the swing of things. So see the top side getting back together, which the top's more organized, and I'm shocked that they haven't got bigger run than what they've been getting. I think Randy being where he's at isn't going to over push it, but I think if Randy did push and locked on with Josh and Robert, they could probably clear down the back straightaway, because we see Sean laying back a little bit, which isn't bad, especially at the situation. We're not even halfway yet. No point in it, in pushing, but it's also, I think that's helping Kevin a lot get some air on the nose. So throughout the field, try to get a shot of the whole field here, majority of it. Let's, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. We feel like we got some time here. Mikey, do you got a copy? Mikey.
Hello?
How's it going?
You scared the shit out of me. You dropped my frames when you moved me.
Well, you're doing good here in P22. We see the whole field in front of you. You're just at halfway here in a few laps. What's your strategy been during this race, and how's the car driving?
Strategy's been stay in the back and stay out the bullshit, really. Oh, sorry for cussing. I gotta chill out on that. Grandma told me to.
Hey, you got
But
61
anyways,
people watching this race. It ain't. You got a lot of people watching this one. So.
Hey, Granny. Hey, Pop. Hey, everybody. But anyways, car's been driving really fine. The field's been driving pretty good. I think we got some stragglers. You know, scaring the shit out of us. You know, normal Daytona teams. But other than that, we're doing good.
Well, I know this season you got a new suit, because the last one was a little bit little bit tight, I guess you could say. How's the new suit and helmet for this race? You got everything figured out comfort-wise?
Yeah. Student helmet's feeling really nice. I can barely breathe actually talking to you.
Right.
That's how I race better. I cut the circulation off my brain.
It's okay. That sounds like the best strategy here for a super speedway. Well, I want to talk to you about the end of the race.
Oh shit!
We're good. You're good. You're clear.
I'm holding it, brother.
You're good. You're good. One to the wall. You're good. No big checkup yet. You're good. There you go. Keep going. Just one little few sparks. Anyway, about the end of the race. Where would you like to be if you had to choose? Would you rather be leading or would you rather be second or third trying to set up the pass for the win?
At the end of the race?
Yep.
Oh, I'd rather be on the second or third guy. I don't like playing defense on the last lap. That is horrible. I will obliterate this whole field if I'm fucking defending it. I promise you I will. So yeah, I'd like to be the third guy because then I can get a 2-for-1 special and get me a win.
Well, you definitely have the opportunity of a win tonight. Moving up the field, I like the top move. That was a good move to try to get up through the field. I like it. You're gaining a lot of spots from that. So, actually,
all right, drop me back down.
I'm bringing you
I gotta
back.
get
You're
down.
doing good. Yep,
Get me back
you're in the
down.
pack now. I know. I got you. All right, little interview on the green with Mikey. Is there 3 wide in front? I missed something. My bad. I was interviewing Mikey. It's getting crazy up at the front. Robert got shuffled out 3 wide. Jake to the top side. Randy's in behind him. What happened? I missed it. I apologize. I figured everybody was pretty calm, cool, and collected, chilling. And as soon as I did, Robert got shuffled out. Jake went to the top side. And Randy was able to get to P2. Wow, big run for the top side. Casey Brown locked on the back bumper with Tony Scarbo, and they're going to go to the point off of turn 4. Able to get clear. And now we're going to see some moves. Let's see how well that 56 of Robert is. We saw how good he is leading the field, but how good is he pushing? Being that second car in line is way different than being that lead car. That thing's got speed in front and behind everybody. It seems like he's going to get James to the point off of turn 4. It's locked on. Is he going to be able to push James? A little bit of a wiggle there. Able to push James to be able to get there. James is going to lead it at the line, so did a good job pushing that time by. See Casey Brown working that wheel on the bottom. See James with Robert pushing him. James with a Target helmet, which is interesting. Denny Hamlin scheme with a Ford with a Target helmet. Very interesting combination there. Scarbo has a big gap now on Casey. Casey, I don't know if he got hot and had to lift or what, but that's going to open up the door. James is going to get down now. I think that's what happened with Casey was he got hot and had to bail to make sure not to blow up as big as a lead that Tony had. But that opened the door for the outside to get a big run once again. Robert and Landon now to the top side. And look who is up here now. The 72 of Jeremy Flanagan. Oh, big push leading the side. Landon got in the back of Robert. They're both going to be able to get down. Now it's going to leave Jeremy to lead the top side. And look who's just behind him. Matt Frady. Ooh, cars are coming to the pit road. That's why everybody was trying to fight to get to the bottom. Pit road. Are they going to make it? Sideways in front of the field. The 56 around. Carnage entering pit road. That's the 19, the 37. More damage. The 14. 22, 15. Everybody big contact entering pit road. That was a massive pack that ended up coming to pit road that time. Let's see what happened. See the 56 around. Jared, nowhere for him to go. Jake tried to get there, but he missed it. Hooked hard left. Turned the 19 and 37 out into the grass. More contact was there. And the whole field was involved in that one pretty much. As out front is, well, the TTSL drivers. And Matt Frady with Clay Sarton. What a run that these few have had. Matt looking to get his laps back. TTSL looking to take point. Saved a little bit of fuel at the back of the field. And now, as the field comes out of pit road, the ones who had problems here, the rest of the pack that was kind of able to get out in front are just then. So Matt, Clay, Kyle, Dylan, and Casey are all going to try to squeeze to the top. For his debut, Clay P2 following Matt Frady. Championship competitor at the end of last season. Kyle looking to take the lead. Lapper, this could get interesting. Matt's going to try to go up to the middle. A little bit of a swerve. Clay's going to think better of it. Get in line and kind of chill behind Kyle. Kyle Shelton, that is. As Matt's able to get to the point. So Matt, I think, has his lap back. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to pull up this. No, Matt's 4 laps down, so he's kind of out of it. He's just fighting for his lap back. He's 3 now at the moment, as Jeremy's going to be the leader, but it's going to stack up the bottom line. Kyle's going to go around him now. So as this pack goes, few cars are still pitting. Michael's going to come down pit road. Here's Tiller and a few more. This is the front battle. These are the leaders right here with Scarbo, Casey, Kevin. The guys that didn't have a problem on pit road is here. So that's big. Then you see the gap. Few cars. Here's Tiller and Mazzella. As, oh, the 22 comes up the racetrack. Whoa. Able to avoid it somehow. That was a dangerous move from the 22 as pit road. Kyle, Matt, Clay, Casey, and I believe Dylan was in it. Maybe sped Dylan speeds on pit road. Not what he wanted to have happen. But this has jumbled up the running order massively. I think these drivers that you're seeing on the screen right now that are leading the front pack, they're pretty content on how their pit stop went and the gap that they were able to build. I don't see them making too big of moves. I think Matt's out front with Kyle, so they were able to lock on. You see Clay, a little bit of a gap on the back of the 76, but that's going to leave the whole train to get down. But a good pit stop for them either way, at least for Kyle and Clay, who are in that second group. Still going to go around them. So Matt fighting for his lap back and everybody else around him fighting for the lead. Major race implications after the pit stops. Clay's hanging on for dear life, trying to hang on to the draft. Is he still in it? He's within 0.5 of a second. I think he's in it behind Casey and Jake. I think they've caught on. Yep, he's in it now. So Clay able to hold on. Tiller and Jonathan 6 seconds back. That's the big gap from the whole field. So interesting from the whole field what ended up happening there. There's the 37. He's going to go a lap down there, try to stay out of everybody's way. He'll do a good job of that through the tri-oval. But Matt to the point, trying to get his laps back. And I think everybody's kind of okay with giving Matt his lap back. Matt's going to try to lead to keep it that way. If we do a quick check again. Matt is still 4 down. Maybe not. Matt, we saw in that quick wreck early last time. Race winner last season. Just wasn't able to do it. But newcomer, Fred Chase in the number 94. Going to be behind Matt here. He's leading the race. leading the race behind a lapper. His debut with us as well. Fred Chase in that beautiful 94. 1.5K I-rated driver. Clearly has enough, may not have the highest I rating, but definitely got a pretty high IQ to get to the front of the field, pit when he did. There's Dylan Falovich, TTSL teammate. Unfortunately sped on pit road, so he's not going to be with his teammates anymore. Be in the same pack, but a lap down. So this is your front pack at the moment. Out back. Then you have the guys that were caught up or got spun or what may have it just behind. With caution coming out as Michael and Brandon were hooked up there looking to make a pass. What happened here? Where was the caution at? Was it as soon as we looked away? It was Lucas in the 15. Oh, Lucas and Casey get into it. Check up. Let's take a look and see what happened. Check up there on the bottom. It looked like it started from the 94 and 40. The 94 got in the back of the 40, kind of spun him around. The 94 checked. The 15, and then Casey, nowhere for him to go. Clay got in the back of Casey, spun around, but Casey should be okay. I think both of the drivers are okay. Just spun around and should get their spot back and should be ahead of a lot of these drivers. Yeah, Casey's going to get a spot back, so kind of worked out for the guys that missed the pack, but yeah, let's ride on board here with Dylan and see what he saw. Big check up into the back of him. See Casey sideways in front of him. Squeezes around to get by. Big damage there. Just in front of Clay here. Obviously couldn't see anything. Couldn't see any check up. Into the back of Casey as Lucas is sideways. Keeps on the apron. Clay's got big damage though. I think that's going to be his night done. Not the debut for Clay that he wanted. Lucas. Man. Made it this far, but a lot of these drivers are going to have to try to figure out a way how to get back on the lead lap and do it. Is pull up the ticker here. Jake, Dylan, Jared. Looks like Jake will get the wave around, so good move from Jake. Able to fight his way to the lead lap. Kyle Ritchie stays out. Interesting call from Kyle Ritchie. Stays out, pitted on 57, one of the latest to pit. But he stays out to control the race. 70 or on 54 pitted. Here's Landon stays out. Casey on 57. He's going to stay in P3. Great job from Casey. That helped him. Getting spun helped Casey here and get to the front. He stays out, gets all of his spots back, and moves back into P2 or possibly P3. Yeah, going to be P2. Or the lead. Casey to the lead at Daytona after getting spun. That took a turn. Let's get a word in here with Casey if we can find him. No, we can't. He's in the other chat. Actually, we could. Hold on.
Look
Casey?
at-
Casey, do you got a copy?
No, I do not.
Well, you got spun and it helped you. Talk to us there, boys, about the TTSL strategy and how well that worked out for you guys.
Well, you know how it goes with us. Dylan, you want to explain? How it went downhill from there?
Dylan sped, you made it out, and then they get wrecked.
Yeah.
Happened.
Alright. Well, I decided to pull my inner Kyle and ruin the strategy on a play track. I was trying not to turn myself off Casey's nose and kind of missed my braking marker and hit pit road about 30 mile an hour too fast.
That
So
definitely
then I'm
sounds like the
chilling,
Dylan driving school.
And then Freddie saved his, and I don't know what the 15 was doing. He freaked out.
He got a little bit sideways, but yeah, there was a big check up on the bottom. You guys were able to squeak through, but strategy-wise, Kyle, you guys, everybody stayed out. What is your guys' fuel situation, and what's your thoughts with these last 37 laps coming up?
Well, we're
Kyle,
short,
up or down?
we're
Up or down?
Bottom.
Choose Kyle.
We're short by about 13 laps, so everyone's going to pit again, right? So we're going to take the track position.
I like it. What have you guys thought about the choose cone? We just saw that you guys chose, obviously. A little communication there with the team. But what have you guys thought about the choose cone?
I don't really care for it this week because it's a plate race. I'm sure we'll see it play a factor at
This
the end,
be a
maybe.
big factor in.
But next week is Iowa, and I think you can only run the bottom lane, so it'll be a factor those kinds of tracks. But tonight it's kind of useless.
Well, it'll be fun to see how well it works out, and it's been fun just to see kind of tonight. So, well, TTSL looking good here, and 2 of y'all are leading the field. Hey,
I don't know about
hey,
looking good.
half of the field is doing good. So,
I don't know. We had 3 drivers. That's not half.
what there's well,
Shut up,
you
Dylan.
have
I'll be
yeah.
dead.
I guess Wyatt
Our
on top of the
team-
box.
Our team
Yeah,
cheerleaders here.
No,
too,
he's
also.
the team owner Wyatt is
And why is
had
the
to-
team owner?
he's
then
the
we may
he's
have to
the
just form
spotter
a
for
team.
everybody is the thing. Problem is, you guys are coming back for the restart. He's in the porta potty, so good luck with the restart, boys.
Been
I'm
doing
laying
thanks-
logs.
thanks,
laying
Parker.
logs.
Oh good lord! Oh Jesus! Well, fun interview there with TTSL, like always. But the field's gonna get ready to go. Back at it to go green. With the last 37 laps as we get back to it. It's going to be Kyle and Landon on the front row to lead it back to the green. 75 people watching. Pace car turns down pit road with 37 laps to go for the restart. We are back green. Good restart for the bottom lane. Kyle able to get the jump. Landon with no help on the top side. That's going to hurt the top side for a minute. The biggest advantage from starting on the top lane, if you can get organized in the first, lap or through 1 and 2, the run down the back straightaway is massive. And we're slowly seeing it now. Here they come down the back straightaway, not even tangoed up that good. The middle of the corner, still with a big run down the back straightaway. It's easier to build up momentum on the top side, especially with them not side drafting. And we saw it there. Landon was even with Fred on the bottom, but was able to get a big enough run to be even with Kyle by the end of the straightaway. Ooh, big push there. Sideways in front of the field, able to save it. Kyle leads lap number 65. So the field has kind of flip-flopped. The few guys that were riding at the back has moved to the front, and the guys that were running up front have kind of moved to the back. So we'll see if these guys are able to get to the front of the field. We see Robert there. We see Tiller, who's been at the back. Randy's been up front. But here's Robert and Josh at the back. They're trying to make their moves to get up there. Matt still looking to get his way on the front. Michael's also a lap down. So a lot of fighting for positions and lucky dogs is going on at the moment. We're starting to see the intensity of Daytona start to pick up here. Closing in closer and closer to the finish of this one. Dead even down the back straightaway, though. Landon doing as good as he can to side draft, just isn't able to get there too much. Riding on board with Fred. KO5 Broadcasting have great GoPros stuck to the car. Part of the invisible wrap that Randy mandated for the cars at some points of the race. We put it on the GoPro so you can't see it on the car, and it also doesn't affect wind, but they obviously still work, so. Caution's out. What happened? Big wreck out back. Everybody's involved. Matt's in it. 19 of Josh in it. 42. That's Michael. Riding on board with Daniel. He's in it. Big carnage on lap 67. The caution comes out. Oh, Robert had a run through the middle. Looked to make a move. Was there a hole or was it closed? No, looked like Dylan kind of comes down and everybody got involved in it. Josh spun around. He's going to have damage and problems here on lap 67. Going back and take a look at it. Let's see what Josh saw from his point of view. Sees his guy he's been working with a lot of tonight. Let's ride on board with Michael as well. Where's Michael? Mike? No, Matt. Oh, Matt was involved in it. Tried to get to the bottom. Nowhere for Matt to go. Spun around, but should be okay. Just kind of spun, had some contact, but other than that, looks like there was not many spots for him to go. Riding on board with Michael Davis here in the 5. Sees him spinning, checks up perfectly. Soon as he saw smoke, he checked. Nobody behind him, didn't get run over. Was he able to avoid it as the 22 and 13 come down the racetrack? Well, gets a little bit of nose damage, but he should be okay. Who else was able to avoid it on the top side? Oh, Dylan was in it. That's right. Seeing it here through the middle. Just contact, and it spun Dylan around quick. And nowhere for him to go as he's getting T-boned. Michael into the air. And everybody, most of the field involved in it. So Dylan is in the pits. We see Kyle Ritchie in the pits as well. So the pit stops are all happening. Could be the last pit stops of the race. Let's see who wins the race off of pit road. Looks like it's going to be Landon, Casey, Tony, Fred, Austin, James, Jonathan, Kevin, Brandon, Kyle, Randy, Jeremy, Tiller, Mikey. A little break. Christopher, Jake. And everybody else is trying to get their damage fixed. So there was the top 16 that rolled off of pit road. Well, carnage ensues on lap 67 of this one and jumbles up the field. Most of the field that had been running up front before the halfway point was at the back as the caution and carnage struck and gave them damage. So that's going to be interesting to see if these guys are all going to be able to make their way back through the field that were able to survive. But yeah, the field is getting strung now as we're just under 30 laps to go when we get back on the green. Coming to the choose this time. Casey Brown, playoff driver from last season, sitting pretty in P2. See where he chooses, if he's going to line up, and does his teammate go with him? We've seen Tony and Casey work together great today. Will that be the same thing? Or will they change it up and try to go with a different lane? Coming to the choose. Doesn't look like it. Actually, a few cars are going to come to pit road. Landon's going to choose the bottom. Casey chooses the bottom. It's going to move James to the top side. He's going to go to the top side and lead. Kevin's going to follow him. Big moves there as a lot of the field actually comes down pit road to fill up. Fred comes down pit road. Tony comes down pit road. Big strategy calls being made late in the running in this one. Randy, how's it going?
Not too bad.
I know that you're coming to the green, but wanted to ask, I saw a lot of people come down pit road that second time. What is fuel looking like? Is it that close on fuel that everybody's worried about it?
Yeah, we can go about 30, 31 laps or so. So we're right on the line here. So I think a lot of us just came down to top off to hopefully, be good to go.
Well, at the moment, you're going to be kind of deep in the field compared to where you've been running. Is that a worry after seeing that last caution, or How aggressive are you going to be to get to the front?
I'll probably kind of see how things feel here the first couple laps, and then yeah, I might try to move my way towards the front here, and try to get some track position, or say for the end.
Well, you're going to have to make it quick. Closing out on 30 to go, but fuel's going to be a fun thing to watch. Good luck.
Yep, so thank you.
Randy Arms there, looking to make some moves and make things happen. As the pace car lights are out, we're going to come back to the green. James and Landon to lead them back to it. In the restart they go. Landon fires. We're back green. James able to get down quick. That leaves Kevin on the top side all by himself. Kevin doing a great job of actually holding that top side all by himself. Very shockingly. Doing a good job of it. Kind of doing the side draft. Few cars are now jumping up there to support him. See that 57. Austin Norris making that top side work. Going to try to help Kevin, who's been up front all night. Led a few laps early, but now leading the top side and trying to put the moves on. So we see Fred almost trying to go to the 3 wide. He's going to make the top side 3 wide there for P5. Ooh, contact there between the 17 and 55. It's getting close. It's getting rowdy. Fred trying to make the move early to get to that front spot. Working lap 72 down the back straightaway. Pushes haven't become too aggressive yet. And with the point situation, we've seen how it worked out last season. Kyle Ritchie was only down a few spots. Same thing with Casey Brown. Kevin Ritchie missed the playoffs by just a few points. Casey made it barely on that cut line by running all these laps and these extra ones. And I think that's what we're seeing from a lot of the guys who are a lap down, like Matt, who's going for the points, Brandon, who's a few laps down. If they end up running it, same thing with Josh. He's P22 on the lead lap, but logging these laps, getting as many laps as you can to try to put everybody else behind you by the end of the race can save you in points to make the playoffs, give you possibly a few extra bonus points in the playoffs to make this second round if needed. Staying in the race is big. I think that's a big thing for these super speedways. We're seeing it, but Kevin doing his best to work that outside line. Landon doing his best to hold off everybody on that top line. Working great with James on the bottom. Ooh, little swerve from the 57 into the door of James. That could be big. It would probably be great for Kevin and Landon as they looked in the mirror and saw it happen, but if there's contact between the two behind them and it causes a massive wreck, that could change everything. Big upsets possibly, and even more. See? Landon just out in front. Kevin trying to get to that right rear. He's going to try to side draft just a little bit. He does. Perfect working organization from the top two. See, Norris is going to push him. Kevin able to side draft Landon back. It's going to give him the nose through 1 and 2. Bottom's going to fight it, though. But if the 57 of Norris can stay locked on to the back bumper of Kevin, they'll have a big run, which they do. Now down the back straightaway. What lane does Kevin go with? Does he stay on the top side and bail, or does he try to go to the bottom? Looks like he's going to go to the bottom as they're 3 wide just behind him, which is going to leave Norris with no help other than Fred, which he got kind of side drafted from the 55. That's Christopher Armstrong on the top. Big change. Now Landon to the top side. 3 wide almost for the lead. 3 wide for the lead at Daytona. Here we go. This is what it's all about. 25 laps to go. The 3 wide moves are making it happen. Contact now for the lead. The 75 and 57 make contact. Now they get back in line and situated. It's getting dicey, boys, with less than 25 laps to go. Matt swerving. The 55 makes contact with the wall. The intensity is starting to build, and it is getting tense. You can feel it. You can feel the possibility of the big one coming. And as everybody says at Talladega and Daytona, it's not a fact of if, it's when the big one happens. Front 4 have been making moves, switching leads. I think we've seen at least 20 lead changes in this race so far. Fred's got an opportunity to go down. Is he going to take it? He does in front of Landon. So for the 3rd time, Austin kind of gets left on the top side. Whoa, swervy on the top. Is Kevin going to be able to kind of run away from the top side to try to have that 3-car breakaway? Doesn't look like it. Norris is going to try to fight it as Landon jumps up in front of Austin again. We're playing switcheroo. Everybody wants to get up in front of Austin, and as soon as they see an opportunity to get down, they want to be the leader. See the whole field at the moment. See this field doing a good job of holding on to it and making this one a fun race. But see these front about 10 or 15 cars-ish. 10 cars at the front. Then 11, 12 back is single file biding their time. They kind of see what we're all seeing and how much it's getting to be a little bit crazy. So we'll see if everybody is how aggressive and what time everybody, or what lap everybody thinks it's go time at. Fred behind Landon. There on the bottom lane. Landon was able to get clear. Now who's going to be the next one to make the move? Does Fred go up? Or does he stay where he's at? He's not clear, so not going to be able to. But Austin side drafting to pull him back. It does. It pulls him back off the back bumper of Landon. Now can Tony get to his back bumper to have the big push off of 2? A little bit of swerve. Tony's going to go to the top side. He moved up, leaves the nose, and Jake is able to move into the 2nd spot on the top. So Tony's going to get shuffled back, and here comes Jake through the middle. See the whole field following him, seeing how it goes down. Let's ride on board with the chopper and watch from the skies above. This gives a good view of the runs, how big the runs are and where they're coming from. Looks like they're going to have a nose. Jake and Austin on the top side. Jake almost looked to the middle there. He thought about it, thought better of it though. has an opportunity for a big run. You can see the big gap between Landon and Fred on the bottom. If Jake can stay locked on, here's McElroy on the bottom, hopefully able to get out of the way, and he will. Big run down the back straightaway, though, from the top side. I think the draft kind of helped the bottom from McElroy. But now, will Austin clear, or will he stay in line with Jake? The bottom slowly dying. Austin to the point, Jake to lead the top side now. Now Landon to the top side. Big run. Fred's going to have to push. Now that's going to open up the door for the top side to come back into play. Landon's going to get down again. Swaparoo once again at the front of the field. See teammates between Matt Frady and Jake in that 20 scheme. Both strive race strap schemes. But both these drivers are have been running a lot of super speedways recently from the news I've been hearing. And Matt has been helping Jake run them. And Matt is one of the higher I-rated drivers in the field, one of the better guys in here. Fought for a few wins last season, ended up getting one at the end of it. But Jake is possibly getting a lot of help from Matt coaching him. And Matt may not be in the race. He's a few laps down. But helping Jake is going to help him later in the race, especially if we go to Talladega. That could be big for Matt and Jake if they end up working together during that race. Jake is getting a lot of experience right now leading and up front in this one. Speaking of leading, there's a few cars that I'm starting to see that haven't looked at leading, and then a few cars that have led a few laps starting to creep in as the field gets within 15 laps to go. When is go time? If you're in the situation that Randy or Scarbo or Kyle Ritchie and Casey Hearing, when is go time? Is it within 10 to go? Is it now? Is it within 5? Or is it you wait for the wreck and to restack them? Who knows? Riding on board with James Goodwin. 4th car on the bottom. Not much place for him to go. And that's the thing that people start to realize as we close in on the race, on the finish. When you're in James's spot or Casey's spot, you're locked in. The bottom doesn't move very much unless you're, at the front of it. So if you're not at the front of the field, especially on that bottom, you're kind of locked in to just whatever happens. So when does the aggression pick up to where Casey or James start to make the big moves to try to force it middle or try to push a little bit harder to get clear of the cars in front of them? Jeremy's done a good job of making his way through the field as well in that 72. Seen him earlier in the race, slowly made his way up there, has a few fans in chat. But Jeremy's done a great job of it as well. Talked to him earlier. He's got an opportunity to get down. Will he get down? That's the big thing. If he gets down, that could possibly mess up the top line's momentum. Could hurt it to where he has a big enough run to get there and push and clear, and then he could be leading the top. But if he does that, Matt and Jake, both those teammates are going to get hooked up together. It's all a mind game and strategy when you get to the closing bits of this. He is clear. There's an opportunity of it. The top is starting to fall. Who goes where? Who do you want to work with? The first 90 laps of the race, you observe, you watch, you learn who's good at pushing, who's good at leading, and who you want to work with. When you get within that last 10 to go, you try to hook up with them and get going as quick as you can. And it looks like these front 4 have found who they like. Is there anybody else that would like to get to the front and work with them and possibly force the issue? You can see the runs and pushes start to get a little bit harder every lap we complete. Great side draft there from the top side. Jake was able to side draft the 57 just a little bit. Pulled him off of Landon. Now they're going to have a little bit of run at the line. Fred's going to have it. Practice for the finish. Jeremy's committed to that top side. Hasn't gone to the bottom yet, which I'm kind of shocked about. And I'm also shocked that Kevin isn't pushing as hard as he could to help the 57 and 75 in front of him. Ooh, possible contact down the back straightaway between the leaders. And you can see Fred is now clear. Is he going to jump down? Looks like he's thinking about it. He's trying. He does. And that all stemmed from the third car with Kevin Ritchie not pushing the issue too much. His Landon's going to go to the top. Then the block happens. Contact between second and third. Fred back to the top side. Gets shuffled back out. Tried to block 2 lanes at once. It could have been too many. Jared going to try to stay out of everybody's way. We can see the whole field from here. Championship contenders from last season. Mikey Adams and Randy Arms. Tillard right in front of them. Casey Brown. But they have at least 4 rows in front of them. Are they going to have an opportunity to go through the field? When does the move strike? What is Matt's plan here? The wild card in this one, Matt Frady. We know he's quick every other racetrack. He's obviously logging laps for the points. Got a teammate in front of him, but he's a lap down, multiple laps down. Not able to win in this situation at the moment. How big can Matt play a factor in this one? Contact between the leaders. Big side draft from the 94 and 75. Jake, can he push? He is going to lock on the back bumper. Locking on the back bumper, Fred. Is Fred going to stay with him? It doesn't look like it. He does now. The 57 left a gap on the 75. Can Jake push Fred now? Here comes Austin to the back bumper of Landon. Once again, Fred able to have it on the top side. Man, these boys are getting after it here. It's starting to get crazy. There's the run from the top side. Little bump to keep it even. Fred not clear. Working lap 92 with 8 laps to go. Landon is clear. Does he move to the top side? We see how big of a run that top has got on exit of the corner. He's fully committed to the bottom, though. Got to push there. Got it at the stripe that time. That's how he's hoping this race ends up. At the finish, if he's able to have a nose. But right now, there's a big gap on the bottom. That's going to leave the run from the top guys. It's like an accordion. If it's not together, if it's together, it's making noise. If it's not, it's quiet. I don't know how an accordion fully works, but I think that is. Well, when it's moving. Either way, if you're close, it's like a chain. You want as much as you can get in that chain from the field as Fred's going to block the bottom. Big gaps, though, throughout the whole front 5 or 6 cars. That's going to leave a big run for the guys out back. Man, this is starting to get exciting. It's been exciting. Big run from the guys down the back straightaway. We've seen the front 2 cars get clear multiple times in this last run. But with them being the leaders, having to be wide open, we heard only 30 laps-ish on fuel. Are those two in front going to have to pit? That's something the whole field is going to have to look out for. If they start to run out off of turn 4 or earlier, will they get out of the way, or will they try to coast to the line, or hopefully push the clutch in, hopefully get pushed across the line and wreck across it? Who knows? Oh, Matt got a bad push. In the grass goes James and Casey. They save it. Big save there from James. What happened there? Oh, looks like Tiller gave a push to Matt, and it shucked him out into James and into Tiller. Ooh, almost had to push that shucked Landon out from leading the bottom lane. And we got 5 laps to go. The pushes are getting big. Who is going to be the winner at the end of the race? Who's going to be the points leader by the end of it? We saw the stage. A lot of guys that run up front. Matt's making a move. Matt's trying to go to the outside to help his teammate in the 30. They're going to be 3 wide. Looks like it's not going to help. That might kill the top line a little bit. Looks like it does. Unless Matt's able to get a run off the top side and Jake jumps up there or something. If somebody's willing to work with that third lane, they do. Matt had to check. Looks like that third lane isn't going to work. Tony's going to try to work with Matt, possibly. Oh, contact. Do they save it? Around goes the 30 in front of the field. Here's the big one. The 51 up and over. Jake's involved. Tiller's involved. Casey Brown involved. Jeremy's in it. Fred's in it. Big, big problems at the end of the race. At the front of the field, calamity strikes. Let's hear what the drivers are saying. Let's see. Wait. A little radioactive here. Let's go back and take a look. We see here at the front of the field. Let's ride on board with the chopper cam. Chopper from on top. It was a push from Kevin Ritchie into the back of Austin, which sent Fred into the fence. Fred did a good job of keeping it up there. It looked like Jeremy got in the back of Jake because he lifted for it. Then all calamity struck. Everybody tried to check up. Tiller tried to check up. Then he got spun. Jeremy was involved. Kevin Ritchie up and over into the catch fence. And everybody on the top side. Nowhere for them to go. Scarabo squeaks by. Mikey squeaks by. But big problems at the end of this one for the guys at the front of the field. Fred did a great job all night surviving and making it through. Just is going to come up short after contact in turn 1. And calamity's going to happen, but you know what that means. It's going to be a green, white, checkered to finish her off here at Daytona. Could you ask for any more? Poor Jeremy. Trying to get back to pit road. Jeremy's in it. One of the fan favorites of the night. We're seeing pit stops happen from the lead. We saw Landon and Austin come to pit road. They know that they're possibly short on fuel. They come down pit road. So does Jake and everybody else. Now, is this a strategy call? Do these guys believe there's going to be more than one green, white, checkered, and they're going to need the fuel? Or are they just that close on the fuel that they said, give it to us, we need it? Well, the doors have opened for a few drivers. Randy Arms made his way back up to the front now. He's in contention for it. James Goodwin, your leader, ran mostly in the top 5 most parts of the race. look where he's sitting now. Guy that we haven't talked about most of this race, Kyle Shelton. He's done a good job to survive, kind of make it through. Let's see where Kyle Shelton is. If he's in Discord, we'll get a talk with him. I don't think so now. I don't see him in here. Let's try that. Well, I see another guy. Mikey.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What did you see in front of you there? That worked out as good as it could have for you. Now you're sitting P4. What do you think for a green, white, checkered finish?
This is crazy, man. All I did was close my eyes and say a prayer. That's all I did. Me and Chris just went through it. Didn't have no other plan, buddy. I'm gonna be real with you. Literally just hooked it left and prayed.
Hey, sometimes it's the best decision that you could. And, you know, let God take the wheel. But you're sitting P4. What is your strategy plan coming up to the choose cone? And what's your kind of plan with it?
I'm gonna stick with my gut, what I've been doing the whole race, and stay on that inside. That's where I feel comfortable. I'm just gonna go for it, man. Last 2 laps of freaking Daytona season opener, and I got
Stay bottom, stay bottom, stay bottom.
Almost had it.
I thought that you were gonna get the lead right there. I was gonna say.
I did
All
too.
Right. Well, you're gonna be 3rd row on the bottom. Good luck. I know you got one of. Is it a teammate or is it a buddy in front of you with Randy?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. All right. Well, good luck.
A little bit of both.
And hopefully, if you get a top 3, this is gonna be a hell of an interview. And if we talk about the thing that could possibly happen, and you're the last interview of the night, I can only imagine what that interview is gonna sound like. So good luck, buddy. Go get it.
Thank you, buddy. Let's go get it.
I like everybody deep down has a guy that they're rooting for, and I may be a little biased, and probably shouldn't be as the broadcaster, but man, that interview would be amazing if Mikey ended up getting it. But all right, we are ready to get going. This is a big one. First green, white, checker attempt. There's only 3. Who is going to come out on top? James is going to be your leader. Kyle is 2nd. Put your predictions in the chat, and let's see what's going to happen. Predictions, boys. It's going to be a green, white, checkered to finish it off at Daytona. Pace car lights are out. Attempt number 1. James Goodwin and Kyle Shelton to lead them back to the green in the restart zone. We're green. James at the bottom of the racetrack. He immediately jumps down. That's going to possibly kill the top line. Chris all by himself on the top line. Is Scarbo able to get to his back bumper and push him? Is Randy going to jump up? He's thinking about it. He's looking. He does. He's got to commit now to the top side. James goes to the top side to try to block that. Mikey's going to push the 17 of Kyle in front. Mikey's going to get turned in front of the field. Caution's out. The 55 got spun into Mikey. The 20, oh, Michael into the back of Mikey. And the hopes and dreams of the funniest interview you've ever heard is over. Let's take a look and see what happened here from the chopper cam. Take a look. Big runs down the back straightaway. We see the 55 get to the back of Randy. But it just was kind of an accordion effect as Scarbo barely touched the 55, which made him spin in front of the field. Mikey, nose and nose. And around he goes. in front of the field, but we're going to stack them up and do it again as Kyle and Mazzella go through the grass to avoid it. Let's ride on board and see what Mazzella saw. He saw a wild Mikey in front, kind of got spun through the grass, but could have been a lot worse here. Sees the wreck. Kyle nowhere for him to go, gets slammed into him. But what a heartbreak for the guys that were running up front. Saw Mikey was going to have an opportunity at it, but that's going to change everything once again. So, James and Kyle, same front row that we took the green with in the first green, white, checkered. Now, Randy, what did he learn from that restart? Oh, is there possible pit stops because they're not able to make it on fuel? No. James and Kyle could only run one green, white, checkered. They have to come down pit road. Is there anybody else? Mazzella has to come down pit road as well. Heartbreak for the two that thought that there was an opportunity if they were able to make it to the white. Oh, what heartbreak. There's Robert going around. Haven't seen much of him after that one wreck that he was involved in. All right, put your predictions in the chat. Who is gonna win it? You can see the standings, and where everybody's gonna line up is up to them with the choose cone. Put your predictions in the chat on who you think's gonna end up getting it. Let's see what we got here for the choose cone coming up on it. This could decide their fate. Tony and Randy are close. They're in the same chat together and teammates. I'm assuming Tony's going to go wherever Randy does, or do they try to just, no matter what, one of them get the win and have the front row? Who knows as we're coming to the choose cone. Here we go for the choose. They both pick bottom. It's going to be Michael to the outside line. That's a late switch from the 57. Very late switch from the 57. He already picked the bottom at the start-finish line. I think he's going to have to stay on the bottom. I don't know about that call. Have to go back and take a look at it, and that's going to be the hard part with the choose cone on everybody being honest about it. He was on the bottom of the racetrack when that went down. That could be a deciding factor and a possible DQ. We see at the start-finish line, he was on the bottom lane, and then once he saw the open spot, then he went up. So we'll see what the call is. Nope, he did get put back to the bottom. Possibly saved himself from a DQ there. But here we go. Pace car lights are out for attempt number 2. Anything can happen at Daytona, and I think we have an opportunity of it. A few guys we haven't talked much about all night. Michael Davis, James Goodwin is here. Brandon Richard in that back markers, number 13. He's got an opportunity to win this thing with a green-white checker finish. And just peeking in behind Michael, look at the guy who's been lurking in the back all race long, waiting for this opportunity. Kyle Ritchie. As attempt number 2 at a green-white checkered, pace car pulls off. Randy's in the zone. He fires. Back green. Great restart for Randy. Maybe too good of a restart over his teammate, Antony Scarbo. Has at least a 10th or 2 gap on the whole field, essentially. How big of a run does the top line get? Are they organized enough? It looks like it. Big run from the top side. The 42. Michael the lead. Landon is going to go to the bottom. Underneath him, here comes Kyle Ritchie on the outside to the bottom. He's going to go to the inside with Landon. The top got checked up. Michael's going to have to push. Michael's working together. Landon to the point, coming to the white flag at Daytona. A little bit of a run from the top side at the white. Landon has it. Who's it going to be coming back to the start-finish line? Through 1 and 2. The runs have been off of 2 from the top line. How big of a run does the top line get? Doesn't look like it. Randy's going to get shuffled out on the bottom. That's going to hurt the bottom lane. Here comes the run from the outside line. They're going to be dead even. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. How big of a push can Michael? It's the Michael and Michael show on the top side. It's Landon and Kyle on the bottom. Coming to the stripe. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Landon getting the win at Daytona. Landon wins it from a push from Kyle. What a finish. For race number 1, the man himself does it and gets his first win in Speedzone Esports career. What a finish. Nobody wrecked coming across the line. No door slamming or nothing. Just a great finish, and Landon was able to get it done. Whoa, what a finish. Go back and take a look at it here. Off of turn 4, coming to the stripe. The push from the Michaels on the outside, just right here wiggled just enough to where I think it scared them a little bit as Kyle was able to get to the back bumper of Landon. But a finish nonetheless, and he's able to win it. As Landon is going to burn her down on the front straightaway. Let's bring him in here. This is going to be an interview for the ages. Landon, do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
First win of your career, and it comes at Daytona, the season opener. Tell us about that green-white checkered and how you were able to come away with the win.
I don't know. You know, these places are luck-driven as much as you want to say that you're good at drafting, so I knew that something was on my side today, especially just like the way everything played out, that last caution that we gave us the green-white checkered, I didn't have enough gas. I was 2 laps short. I was going to make it. So I'm kind of just speechless, to be honest. I know I'm kind of all jovial and I talk all the time, but just so freaking awesome. I mean, it was so fun just running up there and controlling the race. That was me and Cade's plan at the beginning of the day. He was like, you know, we got to go get up there and control and run this race from the front. And I'm always skeptical. I'm like, well, you know, if I qualify in the back, I'm probably dropping the back and just riding. You know how that goes. You never works out. You just end up wrecking. But man, that was such a great adrenaline boost. I mean, this is freaking awesome. I don't know. I hate, you know, going on long tangents, but like, I only run the weekly league races. I don't go and run public. So like this is this is like damn near real to me. It's a week in and week out thing where I sit there and I run how I run, and then I don't come back and get another chance till the next week. And it's been like 2 years probably since I've won a race on iRacing in general. So I'm just elated that I finally won one.
Hey, you won it. You can talk as long as you want, but they're coming to the white flag. You were leading it. You had a whole hungry pack behind you. What was your plan the last lap? And what was the biggest help that you had there that whole lap coming to the finish?
I think just how hard it is to make runs in these cars. When you get packed up, just the way whatever 4 and 7 years ago, and they changed the pack, like the draft package, you can really get a run on the top, but it's so hard to, you know how it is. When everyone during the race, when they're kind of giving and taking, they try and bring their buddy down to the bottom. They'll go get a run on the top, and it's 2 cars slide down the bottom. Just the fact you can't really do that anymore. So I knew that if I was on the bottom on the white flag lap, I was going to have a really good shot to win it. And I mean, it helped that I kind of had, the outside line kind of just was going to get jumbled up because everyone's trying to make moves to get up to the front, and the bottom's always just going to stay strong. And I had some great pushers on the bottom. I don't think I win this without Kyle Ritchie behind me. I mean, he raced me so clean. So I'm glad he's a part of pushing me to the win. He owes me for dooring me at Rockingham, even though it wasn't dirty at all. That finish at Rockingham. But I don't know. I got really lucky with the way everything played out, and I'm just super thankful for just not being torn up for once at a super speedway.
Hey, I understand that feeling, but come away with your first win. I don't know where you finish in the points or in the stage, and I don't know if you're going to be the points leader, but I'm assuming you're going to be top 3 in points, if not the points leader. Where does that put your confidence level the rest of the season and heading into Iowa?
Feel great. Iowa's going to be a little difficult. It's just one of those short tracks. But I tend to do good at short tracks. I think Rockingham, because I was good at Rockingham, I feel like I'm kind of good at Iowa, but that's all apples to oranges. So I guess we'll really see when we roll up. I don't know. I'm moving, like I'm in the process of moving, so I got to go like pack up stuff for my apartment. After this is the last race I even got to sim race in this apartment. I've been here for like 2 years, so I'm glad I finally won, and I don't know, it just feels great. Feels really good. I don't know if I'm winning the title, but it just feels really, really good.
Well, congratulations. Finally got the win that you've been looking for all last season. And comes in the first one this season, but go ahead and give your shout outs.
First of all, great teammate, Cade Ferguson. My day one for racing and stuff. We just raced so many leagues, so great teammate. I feel bad that he got torn up and isn't here to really celebrate it with me. But I hope that this means that we're both going to end up scoring one this season. They're not on the car, but I always shout out the Patel family, JP's Hot Chicken. When I was in high school around COVID, a friend of mine gave me a dad at his this chicken shop he owned, and that job gave me enough money to buy my sim setup anyways, so I wouldn't even be sim racing if it wasn't for COVID and them giving me that. I know it's such a weird thing to bring up, but I always give them a big shout out when I can. Obviously, you for the broadcast. Glad that you kind of stepped away from the racing role and decided to do it, because I know how hard that is. I literally am a broadcast journalism major, and I don't broadcast races because I'd rather just race them. Randy for the league, Speedzone, just all these guys, all the people in ARS, just everyone in this league, they're so nice, and they respect me so much, and I'm so glad that they all were happy that I won as well. Final shout out's gonna be my girlfriend. I'm moving in with her in that apartment this weekend. I'm excited for that. So big life changes. I love her so much, and I never thought that I was ever gonna win at my nerdy hobby that she laughs at me for and watches and supports me, because I always ran like mid-pack or top 10. So I'm really glad that she finally got to see me win one, and she'll probably make fun of me later on the phone. And that's about it. Hell yeah. I'm number one, baby. I can't take that away from me, and I'm gonna go burn out the rest of this fuel in this car and do some burnouts.
Well, you did a great job holding everybody off. And even though you pitted with a green, white checkered, you were able to come back and win it. So congratulations. And we'll be seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Winner, Landon Quisenberry, coming home P2. Kyle Ritchie in the 76. Kyle, kind of an up and down night for you. I don't know about the stage where you finished in the stage.
Last.
But I was going to say, I didn't see you up there. But points-wise, a good finish for you. How does that put your, where do you think you are in points between the stage and this and then heading into Iowa? How do you see Iowa playing out in your confidence there?
Okay, I don't think I've ever left Daytona.
Not
better than,
upside down.
Well, that or better than like 15th in points. So we're gonna take this as a win.
This is as close as you can get to a win. That's the best thing I can say. It's close as you can get to the win.
White checkered. When I got clear and I got to the bottom behind Queso, I told Casey and Wyatt that I was just gonna push Queso to the win because he deserved. He worked hard at this and he deserves a win. I wanted to help him instead of steal one from someone again.
Again. Anyway,
again.
that was well, you made it a fun one and definitely one of the best pushers and super speedway racers in the league. You're going to be a championship contender for this season. What do you see with the schedule, and what do you see the rest of the season, points wise? I know that you're one of the best guys all around between the road course and everything else, but points wise, you're looking pretty good here.
Yeah, well, this is the best I've ever started points wise, and we have Watkins Glen coming up pretty soon, which is not my favorite road course, but I'm pretty fast there, I think.
It's a road course.
Yeah, it's a road course. Then we have Darlington, which I won last season, I think. So there's a few good regular season races for me. The playoffs, I'm not too excited about. We have Talladega. We know that's not going to end well. So we're going to
worked out. So good.
Yeah, today is different. We've never had success at Daytona ever in a league race in TTSL, so and we still haven't. Other than tonight, Casey was close to having success, and then I think a little short, and Dylan screwed himself on pit road and then got wrecked. So it's been an up and down day for us.
Well, it seems like that is always the TTSL way, up and down race.
Yeah, our play races are up and down. So I'm excited to go to a normal racetrack next week at Iowa. And it's repaved, so I don't know how that's going to work, but
that is going to be interesting to see the repave and how well it races. But go ahead and give your shout outs and thank you want to thank.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out all the new people that joined this season and everyone that watched your stream. I saw at one point you had like 20-something viewers, so that's pretty good for the first race. And just shout out everyone racing and you for broadcasting. Hopefully you have Alex back next week. I don't know if he's going to race or if he's going to broadcast this season, but he'll be back soon.
I'm hoping to broadcast because I miss my partner. He was good.
I'll have to yell.
It helps with the broadcast, honestly. It does. It's a lot funner with him, and it helps a little bit for me not to focus on a lot of things, so I can kind of do camera work.
Makes
it a little easier.
So,
all right, hopefully. But coming on P2, good opener for you, and we'll be seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Michael, do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, kind of the underdog story of the night. Really didn't see you up front much, and then you slowly crept in. Talk to us about your night and how you're able to get to the front, and then you've got the yellow for the green, white checkered. And then, well, you were able to get to P3, almost had P2 at the line there, but tell us about your night.
Yeah, a lot of luck. Yeah, my plan was just to hang out in the back and just let things progress the way they did. I was not planning on going down a lap, but I got lucky and was able to get the wave around and get it back, and just happened to choose the top when the front two chose the bottom. So I was able to hold my position.
Yeah, it looked like the top just wasn't able to get the run like we've seen most of it all night long. It looked like you had a good run down the back straightaway, but what else did you need, especially off of 4, or what could you have done differently, do you think, to be able to have that few extra feet, about a car length, to get the win?
I think a little earlier, if I went down in front of Landon, I would have been able to hold the position probably and got the win, but I don't have much experience in the Xfinity car, So I think that's what got me.
Well, it looked like you gained a lot, especially being able to go back and watch the race and all that. You can go back and learn. But you did a great job holding everybody else off and coming home P3. Good points day for you. Are you hoping to run the rest of the season for points and go for it? Or are you kind of just Daytona or whenever you can run? Because either way, it's a good points day for you.
Nope, I will be here all season. Me and my partner, Jonathan Mazzilla, usually run together.
Okay.
And we're planning on run the whole season, so I
Well-
will give it my best.
Hey, your best, if your best is like tonight, every night, you're going to be sitting pretty good by the end of the season. So, well, you were able to come home P3. Congratulations. Go ahead and thank or give your shout outs to whoever you want to.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mozilla for bringing me into the league. I also like to thank Michael Davis for pushing me there at the end. Thanks for P3. And thanks for you guys broadcasting, the guys putting on the series. It's a great series. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations, and we'll be seeing you next week.
Yep. See you then.
Alrighty. Well, that is going to do it for race number 1. What a race. A lot of fun, a lot of battles, and a lot of drama to get the win as Landon comes home with the win, season opener, and first win of his Speedzone career. Awesome to see that happen, especially at a place like Daytona. So next week is at Iowa, which is going to be a fun one to see. Let me try to post the schedule on the screen right now, if I can get it pulled up right quick. Hold on one second. I can put it up here in 3, 2, 1. There it is. So the schedule for the season. You can see it there, next to Landon's car. Daytona, Iowa, Watkins Glen. So a good few interesting schedules. We're gonna go super speedway, short track, road course, and then Dover, Indy, Darlington, Gateway, which is gonna be awesome to see how this goes, because there is a lot of diversity in those tracks and how they race. So it's gonna be cool to see who adapts to come and overcome the field to win it. But what a race we had tonight. Close to a photo finish, about a car length, but no crash. Finished under green, which is kind of rare for an iRacing race, but this is a great league. Awesome new rules implemented and everything like that. So we'll be seeing you guys next week at Iowa for 125 laps, and we will be seeing you guys then.